Welcome back to the David Pakman Show.
Welcome back to the show. Please support the David Pakman Show for free by doing all your Amazon.com shopping through the black banner at davidpakman.com. Also, I want to say hello to a new member. Of course, the David Pakman Show membership program is made possible in part by liberalbias.com. Liberal Oasis is our friend Bill Scher's program. Liberalbias.com, the only website allowed at producer Lewis's Krakatoa Metal Band concerts. Go figure.
Yeah, along with the Krakatoa Metal Band websites.
Well, that goes without saying.
Right.
Brian Bruning. Welcome to Brian Bruning. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. In case I'm not, I will also just say Brian Brenning, Brian Bruening, and Brian Braining, just in case it's some kind of weird pronunciation. But I don't really think. I think it's probably Brian Bruning.
We've covered our bases.
Yeah, I think we have. Hopefully at least one of those is right.
You never know. Names can be pretty wacky.
Mitt Romney had, and I say had because the guy resigned, I think he was forced to resign, this openly gay Republican foreign policy spokesperson. His name was his name still is Richard Grenell. He's just no longer Romney's spokesperson. He resigned from the campaign, I believe, under a wave of right-wing pressure. What's the problem? Well, he was gay. I know it's not a problem for us, but for some people it is actually a problem if you're gay and you work for them.
Right.
Reporters widely thought that he was a liar. There's actually a Reuters reporter who's on record saying this guy, Richard Grenell, is one of the most dishonest guys I've ever had the chance to work in any capacity with. That's not why he had to resign. That was okay. He wrote tweets about Callista Gingrich and Rachel Maddow that were pretty despicable. That was okay, too. The Mitt Romney campaign had no problem with that. But then Politico reported that a handful of social conservatives expressed alarm over the selection of a campaign aide who is not just gay, Lewis. He doesn't only have the audacity to choose the gay lifestyle, but he's publicly endorsed same-sex marriage. How dare he work for Mitt Romney, who presided over the legalization of same-sex marriage in Massachusetts and favor same-sex marriage? Well, I forget about that. That must be some kind of glitch. Brian Fisher agreed with this. He said this is a big problem. He was on CNN. He's been a guest on this show, and here's what he had to say about Mitt Romney having a gay staffer here.
Well, a real issue for the evangelical base, the social conservative base, is where does Governor Romney stand on the issues of values, the issues of marriage, the issues of human sexuality? And this, I think, is an alarming signal for the governor to send. Particularly, he did this right after Richard Land of the Southern Baptist Convention endorsed him. Robert Jeffress of Dallas First Baptist Church endorsed him. The National Organization for Marriage endorsed him. And then right on the heels of that, Governor Romney picks as the face of his campaign on national security and foreign policy a man who is not just a homosexual, but is a homosexual activist who is...
How dare Mitt Romney, after he received an endorsement from such despicable groups as the National Organization for Marriage and some pastors that Brian Fisher references, how dare he hire a guy who's gay to be the face of his foreign policy platform, which, by the way,
is non-existent.
It seems to be almost non-existent. What the audacity of him to do that?
Maybe they just realized that this platform and experience was non-existent, so they didn't need anyone to be to represent it.
Well, Richard Grenell said after resigning, "I want to thank Governor Romney for his belief in me and my abilities and his clear message to me that being openly gay was a non-issue for him and his team." Well, not really. It seems like you were forced to resign because you were gay and there was constant right-wing pressure on you.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
And now, in his defense, the Romney campaign is saying they called him over the weekend and said you don't have to resign, etc.
Right.
But this is like when your boss tells you don't have to quit, but there's a complete mutiny where none of your employees are paying any attention to you. What do you do? You know,
I'm sure it's completely understood by Richard Grenell here because I mean he understands the political pressure on the campaign to make sure that someone like this is not part of it.
How can gay people be Republicans? And when I say this, I know I'll get emails about it. I understand the fiscal stuff, right? You can be gay and be for lower taxes, right? You can be gay and think that you need smaller government or less government intervention, or you like the war in Iraq and Afghanistan. I understand that.
And if you're Marcus Bachmann, you can be gay and be against everything gay.
Exactly.
Right.
But how can you be part of a party that doesn't even believe in giving you basic rights? You're not even at the same level as a person as those who happen to be heterosexual. And how can you be a member of a party that actually campaigns against you having rights? I just don't understand it. I really don't. And I've asked Fred Karger, gay Republican presidential candidate, about this, and I wasn't thrilled with his answer. It was just kind of like, well, the Democrats are already more pro-gay rights, so I'm working on the Republicans, was part of his answer.
I mean, the only explanation is that you're so you align so much with the fiscal policies of the right that it makes sense that outweighs the social policies.
Yeah, but
so
I don't know.
I mean,
I
that's
don't
the
know.
only thing I can think of.
What's your thought on this, Natan?
Yeah, I think I agree with Lewis. If you're a rich gay Republican, it makes a lot more sense than, say, a middle class or lower middle class gay Republican.
Right. The taxes you save by being a Republican, you can put half of it towards furthering gay rights. And there you go. You come out ahead. It's a net gain.
Right.